Good evening. At least it's evening when I'm recording this, I should say. Might be the morning, might be the middle of the night. Good afternoon, good morning. So, quick pre-flight checklist. This is just a quick overview of when I say pre-flight. One of my roommates when I was in college at University of Illinois as an art major for a little bit was an aviation major. So he was learning aviation mechanics and flying and pre-flight checklist. They walk around the entire airplane and they check like 87 different things, literally nuts, bolts, tire pressure. I mean, everything. They're looking for anything that's at all sketch. And the whole idea is they want to check before they get in the plane and take off because when things go bad up there, it's too late to find out that thing had a problem. So the idea for us here with the pre-flight checklist is we want to be thinking, what do I need to make sure I've got before that final draft is submitted? Before I hit, yep, I'm good. These are the big ticket things. It's not, are there holes in the seat for the pilot so it's not quite as comfortable? Those aren't the things you worry about on the pre-flight. It's fuel. It's, are the wings going to stay on? The windows clean? It's been properly serviced. Like big ticket things. The engine's not going to blow. The wings won't fall off. You won't fall out the floor. That kind of stuff. So this pre-flight checklist is only the big ticket stuff. The small stuff still matters, grammar, punctuation, spelling, syntax, and things like that. But these are the big things where if you don't do them, you're not completing the assignment and you're like capped out at 60% if it's perfect. So you really want to make sure that the checklist I'm going to give you, which is actually quite short, is a list that you are going to say, yes, I've ensured I've done that. Yes, I've ensured I've done that. And I'm going to give you one for each of the 4 out of class essays. Okay. So I am going to share screen. It's going to be a quick PowerPoint. It's like 6 or 7 slides, pretty quick. Here we go. All right. Pre-flight checklist. That stuff you need to double check you have before final submission. Okay. So first things first, do you have an introduction paragraph ending with your thesis? I don't want your thesis first in the essay. I want it at the end of the introduction. We're just going to put it there. That's typically where it goes. We're going to work off that funnel model where all the ideas are channeling towards that thesis statement like we discussed in class. Do you have at least 4 body paragraphs? So an intro is one. Body paragraphs are separate paragraphs from the introduction. And then, of course, you've got a conclusion paragraph. Each of those, by the way, should be about a half page in length. If they're really small or really large, that's screaming at you. So you want to be in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 lines for each one of those paragraphs. Lines on the screen with proper 12-point Times New Roman. That's going to make sure that your intro, your body paragraphs are probably doing their job. Not a guarantee, but it's a good, safe bet. Okay. Another way to think of it, half page for each paragraph. If you have that, you're going to get there. Okay. Does your essay have at least 900 words in the paragraphs? Not the title, not the heading, not the works cited page. Just the body paragraphs. Do you have at least 900 words, but also no more than 1,300? Students who go over the 1,300, they need a filter. They need an editor. They need a censor. They need somebody to say, dial it back. You're giving too much. So 900 to 1,300. If you're below that or above that, you are not doing the assignment and it's going to cost you 40% of your grade. So don't do that. And you have a proper MLA works cited page featuring your chosen sources. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it's got to be pretty good. It's got to be you're trying to get MLA, not APA. You really need to understand that. APA is not what we're doing. We're doing MLA. So if you're not doing it right, or if you're doing it based on what you remember from high school, both of those are terrible choices. Double check. Use one of the online generators, whether it's Noodle Tools or EasyBib or whatever, but make sure you're going MLA 9th edition. Say it with me. MLA, say it, 9th, say it, edition. Okay. Discuss your concept. Every paragraph should be talking about your concept or concepts, double consciousness or code switching. Describe it in detail using specific words. Make sure you're talking about the impact. Make sure that you're giving your recommended response, things like that. Those are parts of what we want to go with for this assignment. Make sure your discussion of the concept is very detailed and concrete. All right. Don't just write I code switch all the time. That doesn't tell us anything. Or I have experienced double consciousness. You say, I code switch all the time around my extended family because that's the only way that I can communicate effectively with them. That's a good statement. right? Concrete, extended family, communication, that kind of thing. Spend time telling us exactly what you've experienced, what you have done. Imagine that this as a mini movie where we want to see you and the concept in action when you're interacting with people. You can quote dialogue from your family and friends if you need to, how you speak to your family in Spanglish or a hybrid of Vietnamese and English or whatever it might be. If your main thesis is arguing that the code switching is vital to everyday survival, then that point must be discussed or reiterated and or reinforced in your body paragraphs. Every body paragraph discusses a piece of that larger thesis. Okay. Again, you all the way, by the way, have total access to this PDF PowerPoint. It's up on Canvas. So if I'm going a little bit too quick over it, you can always look at it again on your own. Now, Works Cited page. Du Bois and Anzaldúa are both excerpts from books, so cite the entire book. Okay, so just do MLA, book citation. It'll tell you how to do it. The Denby and Harris texts are online articles from websites, so treat them as such. And then Joseph and Golash Bowles' work, if you choose to use that, is a scholarly periodical article, okay, from a journal. So that should give you a little bit of insight. You can always go to the online writing lab from Purdue University. There is a link in week 3's module and week 4's. And then lastly, just proofread, spell the names correctly. Du Bois, a lot of people have it be D-U-B-O-I-S, but they have a little b and they don't have a gap between do and boys. That's not correct. Anzaldúa, if you can, get the accent mark. Show her the respect of her culture. She's proud of it, as she should be, and we should be respectful of it. So let's make sure we get it right. Okay, read your essay out loud. Any areas where you're like, I don't even know what I'm saying. Well, I won't either. So fix that sentence. Okay. When in doubt, if you're a little bit short, add in details, add in some transition words. Be smart about what you can contribute, what you can add to your paragraphs to make them more vibrant, more interesting, more engaging. If they're getting a little bit long, look for paragraphs where maybe you have extra long quotations and cut those down, or where you're giving 3 or 4 anecdotes of your family and double consciousness or code switching, and maybe we needed 2. So cut a couple of them. Okay, things like that. And that's it. Last statement, this is from me to you. Trust that you have something interesting to say. I firmly believe that. And know that I look forward to reading what you have written. I can guarantee you I want to read it. I'm going to find it fun and interesting because you are a fun and interesting person. So share that. I'm not here to judge you. I am grading, but that's just so that I can give you feedback on how you can express your ideas and your beliefs better so that you can be a better communicator of your values and opinions. That's incredibly important in the long run. Okay. That is it. Talk to you guys later. If you have any issues before final submission, you can email me. You're not bothering me. I know that I need to be available for email this coming weekend so that you guys, before final draft is due, can reach out and ask for help. Okay. So make sure you do that. Take care.